And then finally, I have a system to capture any thoughts or tasks that come up during my focus sessions to avoid distraction. As David Allen famously said, your brain is for having ideas, not for holding them and getting things done, which is a very good book. So this is the advice. Capture. During your focus session, if any task comes to mind, capture it somewhere and come back to it later. This prevents the distraction from derailing your focus while ensuring you don't forget important tasks. Keep a simple notepad or a digital document or a to-do list open specifically for this purpose. Having a designated parking lot for random thoughts helps maintain your flow state while giving you peace of mind that nothing important will be forgotten. Now I'm going to show you how I personally do this. This is a strategy that I learned when I started working as a doctor, because doctors have to use pen and paper to manage their to-do lists because of all of the healthcare compliance-y stuff that we have to deal with. And so even like I liked using my iPad for stuff, but I got told off for using my iPad for things. So I would use this pen and paper method. This is really simple stuff. I basically have a piece of paper in front of me at all times, usually in some sort of journal. And if I think of something, I will put a little box as like a to-do. And for example, write, what's an example? Get tissues from Izzy, for example. And because it's like I'll be focusing on something, like doing the slides for the session or writing my book or whatever thing might be, I'll be like, oh man, I forgot about the tissues. Instead of getting up and doing the thing and getting distracted, I'll just write it down, get tissues from Izzy. I might write another one of like, call my grandma. And a few minutes later, while I'm focusing, I might be like, oh shit, I forgot to pay electricity bill. You know, that sort of thing. And I've just written these down as like little to-do boxes. Now the real innovation here is that it's not just about ticking these off. You can actually sort of half and quarter tick them. So for example, get tissues from Izzy. I mean, that's just like a one-off thing. So I will just color that in when it's done and cross it out. So now I don't need to think about it. If it was, let's use something like film video X. When I've started doing the thing, I will sort of color in, cross it off like this. And then once the video is filmed or is in the process of uploading, I will sort of half fill out the box. And then when the video is finished uploading, I will fully fill out the box. And then I can cross the thing out because the thing is done. We used to do this for like bloods. It would be a sort of like blood test for, I don't know, John Smith or whatever the thing might be. And it's sort of when you send off once you've sent off the bloods, you sort of half cross it. Then when the bloods are in the lab, you half fill it. And then once you review the bloods to make sure that he's not dying or anything, you fill it in again and then you cross it off and now you don't have to worry about John Smith anymore. This is a good method for keeping track of stuff that you have to do. This is literally what it looked like in my little Harry Potter notebook earlier today. Where is it? Here we go. 14th, 17th, 18th. Join Slack team apps, feedback regarding accepting accountability buddy thing, book flights to Taipei, hotel and flights. You can see I did that. Newsletter yesterday, prep vlog pouch for cold plunge tomorrow. And then today, side quests, note, surnames, Notion, and Poppy AI is an AI tool I'm trying to try out. So I haven't done any of these because I was just grinding on these slides all day. But you can see I've got my little box thing. And that makes it so that these are things that I thought about while I was in the middle of a focus session. And instead of letting them derail me, I just put it on my list and now it's on my list and then it'll get done at some point if it is important. That is like one analog method of keeping track of things. If you want a digital method for keeping track of things, the to-do list app that I personally use and love is Things. So I've got an inbox, there's a today list, life list, work list. But essentially, anytime, you could do it like digitally. I don't really like doing it digitally, I prefer analog, but you can do digital. You can just create a new task of like, remember, book Taipei flights. And then you can always do a subtask of like, hotel, flights, check-in. Shit, that reminds me, I need to check in for Taipei flights. Boom. And you can just shove it into a to-do list, and then you can organize it by project if you want to. And yeah, we'll be talking more about specifically about project and task management in week 3 when we talk about quarterly quests and how to keep those organized. But that's just a very quick demo of the fact that you should have some sort of destination to capture things when you are trying to focus on stuff. Because if you don't have a destination to capture things, it's very easy to become derailed with a thought or a task that comes to mind. So that's pretty much it. I have a system to capture any thoughts or tasks that come up during my focus sessions to avoid distractions.